Welcome, everyone, to the NoDQ.com live recap of Friday Night SmackDown for April 25th, 2025, the post WrestleMania 41 edition of SmackDown. Shout out to everybody watching this, whether it's live or on demand. I very much appreciate your viewership and support. Let's get right to SmackDown. More fallout from WrestleMania 41. We opened up the show with a video package highlighting WrestleMania 41. Then we had the last real world champion, John Cena, making his entrance. Cena getting cheered by the fans in Fort Worth, Texas. He had the ring announcer read off the special introduction, but then Randy Orton immediately interrupted. Orton showed up, got in the ring, brought up how it was the 25-year anniversary since they first shook hands. Talked about how the kids looked up to John Cena, how John Cena had more make-a-wishes than anybody else. Said that there was a void in John Cena's life, and that void was the lack of kids. Orton said Cena needed to have some damn kids, needed to grow up. It would make him a better human being. John Cena's response? He said, "How dare you?" for parent shaming him. He said that he doesn't have kids because he spent the last 25 years raising everyone else's kids. At this point, Cena got into an argument with a fan at ringside, called the kid's father a loser. The kid flipped him off. And then Orton said that they wouldn't be where they were without the fans. Orton also mentioned that he's in WWE to stay, while Cena is just a guest. Cena responded, said he's never needed people. He said Orton and the fans are hypocrites. All they do is manipulate the truth. Orton then said that wrestling gave him everything, and he's not going to let Cena ruin wrestling. Cena will ruin wrestling over his dead body. And then Cena said that when he leaves wrestling, he will leave 3 generations of Orton's family erased. And then Orton said, this was very back and forth, said that since Cena is the last real champion, how about putting the championship on the line? Cena said no, but there should be a match, just not in Fort Worth, Texas. Cena proposed Backlash, Randy Orton's hometown, said that this would be as close as Orton will ever get to the championship again. And then Cena threw the title at Orton, attacked him, but then missed a shot that he took with the title. And then Orton laid out Cena with the RKO, held up the championship, and the match was officially confirmed for Backlash, which is just in 2 weeks. I believe 10 days away. Or 15 days away. Yeah, just over 2 weeks from now. This was a good angle to set up the match. It was back and forth. Cena was entertaining, I have to say. And when he was arguing with the kid, Randy Orton, I think he corpsed a little bit. He was laughing. If I'm Randy Orton, I don't even know how I keep a straight face during this segment. It was entertaining. They got the match set up. And this is really all they need. I don't even know if John Cena is going to appear again until Backlash, but this got me hyped up for the match. This is really all they need. It's Randy Orton, John Cena for the last time in Randy Orton's hometown. Maybe John Cena will finally get some heat in St. Louis. We'll see what happens. Building Nexus sent in a $2 super chat. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. I appreciate it. Here's an idea. What if John Cena slaps the referee at Backlash? I'm all for it. I was at No Way Out in 2008 when they did that. It was one of the few times where I liked the DQ finish, and the crowd actually popped for the DQ. Randy Orton just slapping the referee to intentionally get himself disqualified. I would find that entertaining if they did that. If John Cena did the same thing that Orton did to him back in 2008. That would be a nice callback. And they could even just have the referee say, no, I'm not going to DQ you. And then the match continues and Cena ends up winning. They could do something like that as well. I would love that callback if they did that. I think that's a great idea. I hope somebody remembers that match and brings it back for Backlash. I would definitely like to see that. What about Cena's dad turning heel? I would not be opposed to that either if they brought back John Cena Sr. and had him defend his son. I'd like that. Have him cut a promo and say, you people don't boo my son. And this is what you get for booing him all these years. They could do something like that. Anyways, we'll talk more about Cena and Orton more as we get closer to the event. We had a video package for Fraxiom. Nathan Frazier and Axiom officially debuting on SmackDown, now part of the SmackDown roster. I don't know how long this will last since we have the draft coming up. We could see some people moved, but they are on SmackDown for now. And they really did all there was to do in NXT. I think it was absolutely time for the call-up. They faced Angel and Berto in a tag team match. Good match here to showcase Fraxiom. They did a lot of double teaming, working well together, doing the dives and the moonsault to the outside onto Los Garzas. Los Garza got the advantage for a while. And then afterwards, after the commercial break, Frazier got the hot tag, went for the springboard moonsault, but Angel caught him with a kick. But Axiom was there to make the save. And then Axiom took out Angel with the Spanish fly. Then Frazier came off the top of the Phoenix Splash, pinned Angel to win. Nice debut for Fraxiom. Crowd didn't seem to really know who they were at the beginning, but Fraxiom quickly got the fans behind them, and the crowd was very much into it by the end of the match. Next up, we had Tiffany Stratton come into the ring for a promo to celebrate her victory over Charlotte Flair. She said there were times where she doubted herself, but she ended up prevailing. And she said she's not the next Charlotte Flair. There's only one Tiffany Stratton. Then Jade Cargill, of all people, interrupted Tiffany, said Tiffany has a target on her head. Jade said she is finished with Jade said she's finished with Naomi, and now it's her time to become champion. Tiffany was fine with the match. She had a referee come out there, and we got Jade versus Tiffany for, I guess, the championship. I'm not even sure if it was a title match or not. And thank you for the comment, Miguel. I appreciate it very much. We had Jade and Tiffany. Now, once they're in here doing this match, the key line was when Jade said she was done with Naomi. Every time something like that is said, you know damn well Naomi is not done with Jade. But they had a pretty lengthy match here, back and forth competitive match. It was good. There was one point where Tiffany slipped trying to go for the moonsault, and Wade Barrett covered it up very nicely, saying that Tiffany just is 1 week after going through a WrestleMania match with Charlotte. I thought Wade did a good job here to cover it up. And then Jade took advantage, power bombed Tiffany. Crowd was chanting, "This is awesome." They were into it. Then Jade delivered a superplex, but then, what a shocker, we get the interference from Naomi, causing the disqualification. Very obvious this is where this was going to go. But then Tiffany Stratton got in the ring. Naomi took her leave. And then we had the return of Nia Jax. Nia laid out Tiffany, took her out with the Annihilator. So I guess the Tiffany-Nia Jax feud will continue. And Naomi and Jade will continue, which I fully expected. But overall, good match, good segment. Even if it was a bit predictable with the interference from Naomi. Next up, we had Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa coming to the ring. Jacob Fatu, of course, your new United States champion. The crowd was chanting Fatu. They love Jacob Fatu. And Solo said Fatu is the future of WWE. Solo made it clear he was the only person in the family that wanted Fatu in WWE. And he is the reason Fatu is the champion. Fatu took the mic away and talked about how the title makes him a menace to society. And he said that he's all gas, no brakes. He did the whole routine. And then LA Knight, came out there, said he wanted his rematch for the championship. But then Drew McIntyre interrupted and said that it was a pleasure to embarrass Damian Priest at WrestleMania. And Damian Priest is not going to be around for a while. Again, remember what I said earlier? When you say you're done with somebody, they're not done with you. Well, remember this for later. McIntyre said he was going to challenge John Cena, but Randy Orton, of course, jumped the line. And as McIntyre was ranting, LA Knight was acting like he was falling asleep. And then McIntyre said he wanted to fight the baddest dog in the yard, Jacob Fatu. McIntyre then said the only joke was LA Knight's last U.S. title run. LA Knight said he couldn't even remember McIntyre's last title run. And then Nick Aldis came out there, the general manager, and set up McIntyre versus LA Knight. Winner gets the next title opportunity against Jacob Fatu. Next up, we had Zelina Vega versus the Women's United States Champion, Chelsea Green. Before the match, Zelina cut a promo, said she wanted the opportunity for so long, and now it's go big or go home. Zelina still has the SmackDown knockoff music. She did pretty well here, although she had to deal with the Secret Hervis. They interfered multiple times. And then after Zelina went for the 619, Piper Niven tripped her. At this point, the referee kicked them out. They were gone. And somehow, some way, Chelsea could not get the job done. And Zelina Vega was able to pin Chelsea Green with the code red. I'm a little surprised by this. I wasn't really expecting a title change here. Although it's interesting when you think about Zelina Vega and who she's with in real life. Interesting timing, but I'm happy for her. The problem is, for the longest time, she's been booked as a prelim wrestler. And when she's not wrestling, she's usually out there at ringside for somebody. They haven't really built her up like a champion. They really haven't, but I'm happy for her. This is her first singles championship reign in WWE. So congratulations to Zelina Vega. We'll see if they push her now or if she's just going to be the Rey Mysterio of the Women's United States title division, like when Mysterio won the title in 2006 and then pretty much lost every match as champion. We'll see what they do. Now, backstage, we had Carmelo Hayes and The Miz with the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal Trophy, the Dre Trophy, and Miz had a gift for Carmelo. It was an Andre the Giant chain, and they referred to Carmelo as the 10th wonder of the world, since China is 9 and Andre was 8. Then The Miz said he had to go to the ring to get something off his chest. He told Carmelo to stay back and enjoy himself. We had The Miz come into the ring. You could pretty much figure out where this one was going, this segment. He talked about how he had no match, no mention at WrestleMania, despite beating John Cena years ago at WrestleMania. He did what Cody Rhodes could not do. And then he said there were opportunities for him. Rey Mysterio got hurt, but then a guy who was only in WWE for 2 weeks got his spot. Then Randy Orton needed an opponent, and they just went with some internet meme. Miz said he's sick and tired of other people getting opportunities. At this point, the lights went out, and we had the entrance. We all expected it, but one thing I did not expect was his old music. I thought for sure Aleister Black was going to get death rebelled. Not death rebelled, but they are death in more ways than one. Aleister Black is back with his old entrance, his old NXT theme song. He came into the ring. The crowd chanted, "Welcome back." The Miz was, of course, upset. He started to yell at Aleister Black, but then got kicked right in the face with the black mass, and Aleister Black posed. Short and sweet, to the point. Aleister Black has returned officially to WWE, and they did announce next week it will be Aleister Black versus The Miz. It feels like The Miz is always the guy that's fed to somebody who's either returning or debuting. Just seems to be how it is. I think Aleister Black is a cool act. I liked what they did with him in NXT, and I think them letting him have his NXT presentation will help him. The problem is, by the time he got to the main roster and Vince got his fingerprints on Aleister, they kind of watered down the character. And then in AEW, it's like they never really committed to him. He would be pushed a little bit, then not pushed, and never really was able to reach his full potential in AEW. We'll see what happens with him. And then backstage, Bianca Belair was interviewed about the women's title match. She said that she had some broken fingers, and while she was proud of the match, she's got to take a little bit of time off. When she returns, she said she has some unfinished business. And she did bring up Rhea Ripley, so we'll see what happens with that. Next up, we had LA Knight versus Drew McIntyre. Good match here with the two of them. McIntyre dominated for a while, but then LA Knight started to build up some momentum. He slammed McIntyre's head into the desk, but then Solo Sikoa showed up out of nowhere, took out LA Knight with the Samoan spike while the referee wasn't looking, and McIntyre was going to take advantage of this and win the match. But remember what I said earlier, Drew McIntyre might have been done with Damian Priest, but Damian Priest not done with Drew McIntyre. McIntyre was attacked by Priest, causing a disqualification. So they basically did the same angle twice on one show. It is what it is. I would have preferred if they came up with something different for one of these matches, but what can you do? Then Priest gave McIntyre the South of Heaven through the announce desk, and then Jacob Fatu showed up, attacked Damian Priest and LA Knight, left them both laying with the moonsault. Fatu was the highlight of this. Fatu is awesome. Crowd loves him. He is a megastar. I mean, LA Knight's a star, but I think Jacob Fatu is that guy now. He is the megastar at this time. He's going to be a big deal. I really feel it. Then backstage, we got what I really wanted to see for the last several weeks, but a little bit of a letdown. R-Truth and John Cena finally interacted backstage, but it was just R-Truth saying he was there if Cena needed him, and Cena just blew him off and walked away. A little disappointing. I was really hoping for the epic beatdown of R-Truth from John Cena. That would have been a great way to get heat on Cena. Like, why didn't they do this weeks ago? R-Truth comes out there, says, why did you do this? Why did you betray the fans and everything? And then Cena just beats him within an inch of his life. That would have gotten crowds to hate Cena. I don't get why they didn't capitalize on that. So I don't know if this is it, if we'll get some follow-up at some point, but yeah, that was it. And then Jimmy Uso made his cameo on the show when R-Truth said that one day when he grows up, he's going to be just like John Cena. Yeah, I'm a little let down. I think that they could have done something truly epic with these two, but perhaps we'll get something in the future. We then had our main event of the evening, which was the TLC match. Street Profits defending their tag team titles against DIY and the Motor City Machine Guns. A lot of action in this match. I mean, it should have been at WrestleMania. It really should have. Lots of highlights. I mean, so many here that it's a lot to list off, but I'll talk about a few of them. I really liked Montez Ford's over the top rope brainbuster, or not brainbuster. Man, I'm really screwing up here. Ford coming over the top with the blockbuster onto Ciampa that wiped out everybody. Great spot there. And then Ford pulled a Shawn Michaels from 1996 using somebody's prosthetic leg. Just a fan at ringside offered the prosthetic leg, and Ford used it as a weapon. And we had lots of table bumps in this match. They definitely lived up to the TLC gimmick. We also had some chair shots earlier. And they had the two chairs set up with the pointed ends. And Gargano ended up being slammed on them. But then we had some tables being broken. Sabin put Dawkins through one with a frog splash. And then we had a table broken. We had one of those, or not a table, a ladder. One of those ladders was broken when Ciampa gave Ford the white noise through a ladder bridge that was set up. And then Motor City Machine Guns put Gargano through another table with the Skull and Bones finisher. That was a cool moment. And then you had Ciampa trying to climb the ladder. Motor City Machine Guns pulled the ladder away. Ciampa was hanging. Motor City Machine Guns set up a table underneath him. And then Dawkins speared Ciampa from the ladder, putting Ciampa through the table. Crazy spot here. Dawkins, his selling was excellent. It was a brutal moment. This 100% should have been at WrestleMania. This would have been a WrestleMania moment. This spot right here. And then Gargano and Sabin were both on the ladder at the same time. Sabin knocked him off, but then Ford jumped up, did the springboard onto the ladder. Then Gargano got Ford stuck on the ladder. Sabin and Gargano were up there, and then Ford managed to climb up from inside the ladder and knocked off both guys. Finally got the titles to win the match. This was excellent. This was the best TLC match I've seen in WWE in a long time. And best SmackDown TV match in a long time. 100% would have been a top-tier WrestleMania match. And they did put this match out with no commercial breaks. It was commercial-free. So you really got to experience a true pay-per-view quality match. Hell of a TLC match. 100% worth checking out if you missed it. It was really spectacular, and Street Profits get the big win. I wish they had their old music though, and I'm not sure what this is about. I mean, aren't they just copying Moose with that? I don't know, but I miss the old Street Profits shtick. Beyond that, it was a top tier main event, which ended a really strong SmackDown, and this was one of the best of the 3-hour SmackDowns. It's right up there as far as I'm concerned, as far as the best SmackDowns go. I actually think it was. So I am going to give this SmackDown a 9 out of 10. Not quite at the level of Raw. I did feel that it fell a little bit short of Raw, but Raw was just, one of the best Raws in a very long time. This SmackDown was one of the best SmackDowns in a long time. Few things I might have done differently, but it's nitpicking. Still an excellent show. We got Alistair Black's return. We got Fraxiom on the main roster. They set up Cena versus Orton with their promo, which was entertaining. We had a hell of a main event. We got Zelina Vega winning the women's U.S. title. We got Jacob Fatu beating up people. And just a lot of enjoyment from this show. So I definitely recommend checking it out. And what a week for wrestling. Raw, SmackDown were great. Dynamite wasn't as good as last week, but it was still solid. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate it. We got a lot of content coming up on the site. Backlash is just over 2 weeks away. We got a quick turnaround for the next premium live event. So make sure you guys stay tuned to NoDQ.com for the very latest news and rumors regarding Backlash. Have a great weekend, everyone. Say yes to No DQ, and I will see you all next time.